Then you go to the next one. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one of four scenarios. We have an angle with a circle. One of four scenarios. We have angles with a circle. First scenario is that we have a central angle. That's where the vertex is where? On the center, right? Hence the name central. Okay. The next scenario, under other three scenarios we're going to talk about are where they're going to be on the circle, inside the circle, and outside the circle. So the first one we're going to talk about is when the vertex is on the circle. So we had the inscribed angle from before, and we also have where a tangent can intersect with a chord, because this vertex is still on the circle. Either way, the angle is going to be whatever the measure of the arc is divided by 2. The inscribed angle part should be new for us. That should be reviewed from 9.2. Okay, whenever we have a tangent, intersects the circle once, intersecting with the chord, that vertex is also on the circle. So this arc will be divided by 2 for this angle measure. Miss Kaylee.
If you have a central angle, like this, and like arc, like, would you call it like a central arc?
Yeah.
You would? Okay.
Yeah. Pretty flexible, okay. An arc intersected by a central angle would be called central arc.
Hi, training, Mr. Cosmo.
Jeff, have you been holding that in?
She barely
Yeah,
said it,
that's
so I
what
want to make sure the whole.
Okay. The next one is where we have the vertex inside the circle, but it's not on the center. Vertex is inside the circle, but it's not on the center. This one's new. Okay? So this would be like if you have two chords intersecting. Would be a good example is two chords intersecting, because the vertex is going to be on or in the circle, but not necessarily on the center. If it's on the center, then it's just the same as the arc. But if it's not, then what we would do is for like angle 1 right here, we would take the measure of arc PO and the measure of arc NQ, add them together, and divide by 2. So if you look at this angle right here, I'll just kind of highlight it right now in this blue. It would be its intercepted arc, as well as the vertical angles intercepted arc, added together and divided by 2. So you take its own arc, its vertical angles arc, but kind of the opposite arc, so to speak, and add them together and divide by 2. Yes.
But can OQ and GN be opposite angles too?
So for a measure of angle 2 here, you would do its intercepted arc, which is arc OQ. And then the vertical angles arc PN.
Oh.
So it's just adding its own arc and its vertical angles arc and dividing by 2. It's crazy though, yeah. This is only one of
Mr. Costello, actually it's gonna be like 5.
This
We're gonna miss his class on Friday. Maybe it's 6.
is one of 4 weeks left of class, and then we have a week of finals.
On the week of finals, we only have them on.
Are they really?
And remember, guys, this is honors geometry, so no more Mr. Cosmo after this. Sadness,
Yeah.
that's their
Three lectures, 1 page we have.
We don't know what it's gonna look like yet. There's not a lot of point in speculating right now because there hasn't been a decision
I
made.
don't like that.
Okay. So our next one is where we have a vertex outside the circle. And this is caused by one of 3 scenarios. So either in this first one we have a tangent intersecting with a secant, a tangent intersecting with another tangent, so it creates an angle outside the circle. Oh, thank you. Excuse me. I need to do the formula for the inside angle. Okay. So this would be arc plus arc divided by 2. Okay. Because it was its intercepted arc, vertical angle with intercepted arc divided by 2. They add together. Thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate that. Probably pretty important.
Yeah.
Okay. So the vertex outside the circle, our first scenario, like I said, is where we have a tangent intersecting with a secant outside the circle, and this would be our angle where 1 is marked outside the circle, right? Okay. Next one is where we have 2 tangents, and their angles also outside the circle, and then 2 secants, where we have the angle outside the circle. For all of these, what we'll do is it'll be the big arc. The big arc, there will always be a big arc, minus the little arc, divided by 2. The big arc minus the little arc divided by 2. Now there's a fun way I like to remember this one. Okay? I think it's fun. Okay. Okay. Hey, you guys ready for this?
Aubrey, we're still waiting on that song, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. This is formula?
This is formula?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to write
Send me the SoundCloud link.
Okay. It might set your speakers on fire. Okay. So the way I like to remember this, okay? Bark minus lark divided by 2.
Oh my.
Bark minus lark over 2.
That doesn't sound
You went to college for that.
I actually picked that up during my student teaching.
Do you
I learned that from another teacher. I'm like, I love that. Bark minus lark over 2. Because you can say bark. And what barks? A doggo.
You are
really
Doggo.
So bark minus
Oh
lark
my
over 2.
gosh. My brain hurts. Okay, I say doggo all the time.
Yeah, that's right. We can say it.
No, but like, I said it before I knew him. So,
So when
I
he
think
says
it's
it
okay.
interrupts you.
Yesterday at the game in Norris, we were like waiting to like I was playing JV, and this guy was watching the varsity game and he had his dog there, and the dog, so he was like sitting in a chair, and the dog was like looking at him, and he was like on 2 hind legs, and then just he picked it up the dog, sat it on his lap, and it looked over like his
That's so
shoulder.
Yeah, that's cute, Kaylee.
Okay,
It's not working.
so my coach, one of my coaches for her name's Hannah. She has a pit bull, and her name's Posey, and she's super cute. And
There it
she's like a
is.
smaller
Visible ink.
dog, but it's super cute. And she'll like come,
Okay.
and she's like
Maybe
running
some
attachments
boom
for
right
the
on.
majority of the team. So like she'll come up,
how
and we won an entire on Thursday night. And so she brought her, and she comes like lunging out and like tackles us on there. It was
Jacob,
really funny.
relay.
And she was
We're
super
cycling
cute because
back.
she doesn't bite or anything. And she's super cute. Isn't your girlfriend
Wait, okay, you know that.
When did you hear
about
about this Hannah and his boyfriend?
I didn't ask. I'm
That's
just
my
bringing
name
it
off.
up. Like,
Wait, you're. What's your girl? Like, where did she go? Like, where's she from?
Wait, so
My name is Jesus Christ.
Evan knows who it is?
Do you know Emma?
Is she cute? Would I get for him?
Ian. Rude. Wow. Instant fail.
She thinks the beard.
Clearly
not.
I'm not like
Clearly not.
Remember Ozzy 4 meals of food hot?
Yes.
Okay, if he
Yes, I could
If
get
you
him.
go on a
I
date-
could get him negotiated for to do 2 of the meals for a day. Yes. Yeah, I considered it. Yes,
So
I-
if you want to date with Hannah,
yeah, I considered it. Yeah.
Okay, so Miss Jones is pregnant with twins, right? So we were in class talking, and what were we talking about?
Oh, I don't even
I
remember.
don't remember, but
We
she
were talking
was
about like
like,
attachment stuff, but then we started
Oh, yeah.
talking about how she's pregnant,
yeah, like how she's gonna like raise her
and we
kids
were
and
like,
stuff.
yeah, and then we were like, well, do you have like names yet? And she was like, yeah, it's Hamilton,
Yeah.
Thomas, and then
It was like
some basketball
huge,
players named Alexander. And so then I, of course, went, Alexander Hamilton. And she was like, no. That's like
No,
literally
yeah,
who I
yeah.
named them after. And then she was like, and we were like, well, what's the, because it starts with a T. I don't remember what it is. And
It's
she
really-
points at the poster that's on her wall. And Lily's like, really? She goes, yeah. And she goes, my children will be legends.
Well, they're gonna be
Right.
really
Okay,
one
focus back in, focus back in
Oh,
here,
yeah.
focus back in. Done on quite a few tangents.
One
Okay,
day.
so, once again, whenever the vertex is outside the circle, we'll do bark minus lark over 2. There will always be a big arc, there will always be a little arc, and we'll always divide it by 2. Bark minus lark over 2. Little arc. Big arc, arc, little arc, lark over 2. Bark minus lark over 2.
Little arc.
So here, angle. What would be the big arc? What would be the big arc? AB. What would be the little arc? CD, okay? And this one, what would be the big arc?
BCA.
BCA, what would be the little arc?
BA.
BA, what would be the big arc? BA, what would be the little arc? CA, there's always a big arc and a little arc for those. Always, 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 okay? We're gonna start using these. Woo! Let's use them, okay? Not like people though, okay? So, 1, find the measure of arc FG. This guy, okay? I'm a funny guy, okay?
I'm a funny
I'm
guy.
a funny guy.
Oh my god. Y'all depressing.
No, you don't get more memes. Okay, you would.
Most of you
More
guys follow me on
memes.
Instagram, you know what I do.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
not enough. Okay, where's our vertex?
Noah. Noah,
Where's our
you have
vertex,
a back
Ian?
of the count.
No. App it is G.
Where? Yeah, it is G. And where is G located compared to the circle? It's on the circle. So this is on the circle. That's important for us to know. Where our vertex is. That is the first question we should be asking when we're finding angles for circles. Where is our vertex? It's on the circle, okay? We're finding angles or arcs. We should figure out where's our vertex. On the circle, okay? So Ian, on the circle.
On the circle, but since we don't know the arc FG,
Yep.
and we're trying to figure it out,
Yep.
I find it says tangent chord angle up here.
Yep.
If the formula angle, it would be arc divided by 2, which just times 62 by 2. to
You
get
would.
the arc.
So just like if you had an inscribed angle that was 62, you would double it to get to the arc.
Right.
You'll do the same thing. You'll take 62 times 2, and you'll get 124 degrees. So the measure of arc FG is 124 degrees.
Wait, how did you find that? I thought we had to divide
Multiply 62 by 2 because it's the same thing as an inscribed angle.
So if you have the arc, you divide by 2 to get to the angle. So to go the other way, you undo the division. Okay, so let's think about it this way, Joseph. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have the arc,
Okay.
to get to the angle, you do.
Oh, yep, nope, I get it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, you have to divide by 2. Okay. But if you're going the other way, angle to arc, oh, gotta reverse that. Times by 2. Okay. Okay. Haley.
Wait, but not really long. Quick. Okay, so I was with Mr. Howard this morning, and we're supposed to be doing this thingy and whatever, and we were doing this math problem, and I was walking him through it, and suddenly he goes, what's this?
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Oh yeah, and he goes, what's one? He goes, how do you do this? And I was like, well, 1/0.5, and he goes, which is? And I'm like, and I'm like counting on my fingers, trying to figure this out, and everyone started laughing. I divided by 0.5.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I'm like.
I didn't
How are you counting on your fingers to figure out a
Right?
decimal?
Oh, tangent. Okay, quick story. Okay, so when I was in college, we did. When I was at RA, we had to like plan out like welcoming activities for us, like new students, like their first week at the college, like we had to have different activities. Okay, they had to have different activities they planned, like it's no new activities, kind of get them like icebreaker activities, get them like more comfortable, that kind of stuff. Okay, that kind of stuff. Whatnot. Anyway, so planning out this welcoming activity, and we had these, and like we had like an all guy halls and like all girl halls, and then like we had what we called brother sister halls. So like my hall of all guys had a sister hall of all girls, and so like we did just like different activities with them. And so like one of these welcoming activities we played Never Have I Ever. And we played the version where there's two, there's a couple versions. We played the version where you count on your hands, and so like you start out with like 10. And every time you have one, and so I'm going through explaining, I'm like, okay, so we all have 10 fingers and 10 toes. Well, all of our 10 fingers, and like whenever someone says it, if you've done it, then you put your finger down, okay? And so when I said like everyone has 10 fingers, someone like started snickering, and I'm like,
Oh no.
what? And they're like, and it's like, and it did somebody that was there the year before, so like I knew them, and they're like, oh, Becca doesn't have 10 fingers, like. And she like has like a little nub. And I didn't know. I didn't know she has like a little nub for a finger. And I'm like, what? It's like, oh, here we go.
Well, it's still a finger.
Hold on. Almost us?
I'm supposed to go to commando.
Yes.
Oh, you guys. Oh. Thank you. You're welcome.
I had rock mine. I thought
Yeah, I'll give you guys one.
Wow. Nothing about me, Tana. Thanks.
No,
Oh, wait.
I didn't see you.
Is it just you, Aubrey?
What?
Just you?
You tried.
And then
What's that?
Are they grapes of wrath? Grapes of wrath.
Next year, I'm voting for you. That's the best meal before you.
Okay. Anyway, next one. Where is our vertex here? On the outside, okay? So what do we do when our vertex is on the outside?
Oh, bark minus lark equals
Bark minus lark over 2. I love bark minus lark over 2. Okay? What is our big arc? What is our little arc?
72.
Now we divide by 2. Okay, so you take 170 minus 72, divide by 2. What is 170 minus 72? Owen. What's 170 minus 72? 98. Okay. And so what would the measure, what would x equal then?
49.
Why? Science, you find it. Just kidding.
You are not that smart.
Bark minus lark over 2. We're going to remember that one.
We're not.
Lark minus lark over 2.
This is not cheerleading time, okay, buddy? Calm down.
That's not what a cheerleader sounds like to say. Get them more heavy.
I mean, we do have one cheerleader.
Okay. Question number 1 or 2?
None.
Let's go a little longer.
I'm a cheerleader.
Okay. On number 3. Where is our vertex? Where is our vertex? Inside. Is it at the center though?
I cheered for
Not
Ryan.
necessarily. We don't know it's at the center.
It's Mr. Fossil.
Okay. So, not necessarily at the center. We need x. How do we find this?
I don't know.
140 divided by 40 over 2.
140 arc plus arc over 2. I heard that. So we do its own intersected arc 140
Plus 112.
plus the vertical angles intersected arc 112 over 2.
Hard.
Okay? So when you guys finish this one up,
Also, you are pretty funny.
I mean, like, it's one of those things that you know, but it's still nice to hear, you know?
We're becoming too strong. You're pretty funny, though.
Funny looking.
Ah,
My dad tells me that every single day.
You don't think it'd be like this?
He honestly probably does.
Okay. Thanos?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he looks
The
like
ultimate
Thanos.
hero?
He looks like Thanos.
Yeah, he looks like the ultimate good guy.
No!
No, we're going to
Those
not
are
on
that's
Friday.
okay.
Oh, Jesse's probably gonna. That's like the second she's being stabbed.
He's like, I like
Okay. So what is x equal, Tyler?
76?
126.
Okay,
Going back to geometry, boys.
I go back to geometry boys. Let me cross myself.
We are in Mr. Cosso, can you explain how your powers exactly work? Because we won't be seeing you next year.
How my powers work?
Yeah, we keep you young. We are your power source. What happens when we graduate? You're specifically referring to us as a we.
Gauge cracked code.
Isn't that just a kidney stone?
So does that mean you're
What?
Thanos?
As long as I don't pass it. I wish. I'm not that big of a hero. Okay.
God.
So number 4. So
No.
where is our vertex?
Outside.
Outside. So what do we do when it's outside the circle?
Arc and minus arc. Arc.
Arc minus arc over 2. The big arc minus little arc over 2.
After this, we have a quick tangent.
No.
It's referring to the greatest hero of all time.
Maybe then. Okay. So, do we know what our big arc is?
Yes.
We're not given to us, but can we find it?
Yes.
Ends up being 250 because the whole circle is 360. We take away this 110, we have 250 left.
40.
Okay, so whoa. Set it up. 250 minus what? 110 over 2. And 250 minus 110 is 140. Divide that by 2, and x equals
70 degrees.
70 degrees.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
I feel like I'm in 4th grade again.
Good.
Until the test rolls up.
That's true.
Truth. Okay.
You're like,
Yeah.
what?
Then it'll magically leave your head. Whoever needs that. Okay. Any questions on 1 through 4?
I did a speech last hour and
Why did my wife
I was like,
Okay. Oh, you guys do number 5, A, and B on your own. Do number 5, A, and B on your own. When you're done, I want you to raise your hand, or if you have questions, I want you to raise that hand.
No, fine.
The hando.
No, like, you
So, can we hold check?
wanna grab me a calculator?
Calculator.
I just called it calculator.
Calculator.
I get my surgery on May 51st.
You do what?
It's been a long life, man.
Well, no duh.
Look at Flip.
You're 16 years old.
I old.
You know who's old? I realize he's gonna be.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry.
They're gonna have open right here and then
Done.
orthoscopic.
This guy's so okay.
Yo, big no dog. Dog. And
I've never had how cute.
I'm surprised.
Evan, you want help check?
Calculator.
Sure. Thank you. Appreciate it, Tom.
Mr. Apostle?
Yeah.
My mom this weekend said that she was drawing a wing, and I said, wait, so how do you draw a wing? And then we all literally just thought about it for like 30 seconds straight. We were all just like, oh, thank you. And then I
You were drawing a link, I'm drawing a link.
And number 6.
Alright, Mr. Costello, while I wait.
We don't, we don't, we don't do
Wait,
that.
So, as you know, they're referring to the snap as the destination, right?
Sure.
So they're like, so I'm like, alright, let's look up destination.
Yeah.
Alright, the people who are less fortunate and not the heroes are calling it.
Am I good, Noah?
Yes, sure.
Alright, so I looked up decimation. In history, decimation refers to the Romans, if people did anything bad in the army, as a punishment, they would kill 1 out of every 10 soldiers. Which I just think, that's a small sacrifice when you're talking about half the freaking universe.
It's true. It's true.
And not just living beings, everything living. So plants died too. And planets and doggos.
That's not true.
Doggos died.
It is true.
What?
No.
If we get rid of
John
half the
Wick is
population,
coming.
then the doggos
John
are
Wick
gonna
is coming.
overrun us. Just saying.
I've seen those. Those are good.
The doggos will overrun us. And it's just
Finding
so bad. Oh, Mr. Castle. Castle. I'm sitting in Spanish today, and we were learning the words for like tall and short. And for her reference, she had a picture of
Quiet, I'm watching the sunset on a Grateful Universe.
Jr. with the girl who played his girlfriend, like, and she was the tall one. He was the short one. What?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I know her name in the movie. I don't know her name in the clip.
Okay. Who wants to tell me what angle 1 would be?
66.
66, okay? Vertex is on the circle, so you do half. Okay?
Divided by.
Arc divided by 2, yeah? Okay? Measure of the arc, BCA. How do you figure out that one?
You subtract 160 by 360, so it's 228.
360, subtract 132, and we get 228 degrees. Questions on 5? No. Okay? I want you guys to do number 6.
I do this right.
Good question.
I
How do you do that?
Mr. Castle made the choice right. This one I'll look at.
Oh, I need to give you one thing first.
We have the fancy
This
water.
is 96 degrees. This arc is 96 degrees. There you go. Now you guys can do it.
So I could have done it more.
Correct.
Definitely just
Well, like I did. I didn't. I was gonna ask you that. I said I didn't. Like, you know, can you like that in? With that in.
What else checks out? Checks out.
Got it.
Whoops. Which one's bigger?
All you know, you
Off. Too off.
You don't think it'd be like that, but it's you.
really be a problem.
So where did I put my 96 at?
Must be right.
Double check.
Yeah.
You guys get it?
Okay.
Check 48.
No.
Why?
No.
Think about where I put 96. If you got 44, think about where I put 96.
I got 52.
If you got 44, 104, think about where I put 96.
Did you get?
Don't understand. Isn't it part
Whose bag is this?
Think about where I put 96 though. Alright, let's talk about this one. So the vertex is outside the circle, right? So we do what minus what? Bark minus lark over 2 is equal to our angle, right? Okay. So what is our big arc?
184.
Okay, what's our little arc? How do we find that this little arc is 80?
360 minus 184.
Yes. Because I didn't give you the little arc, I gave you the third arc. So we need to find the little arc.
Or that's correct, right?
Ooh.
What?
You thought wrong.
52.
That's the big arc, that's the little arc, that's the medium arc.
Sure.
Take a happy family.
Well, I think we should find.
So, question on that part.
Get ready, 36 minus 184
Yeah.
minus 96
Yep.
to get that fucking 80.
Yep. Now we'll see what happens.
That's so much.
Okay, so 104 divided by 2 gives us
52 degrees.
52 degrees, but not 50, right?
50.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
Hey.
Same thing.
Hey. Don't pick on Owen like that.
He's a Weenie Hut general.
I don't get the joke.
You mean we have Junior?
Those jokes are stupid. Okay, or first of all, was there a question on number 6?
No.
Okay, I want you guys to do number 7.
Are you doing all these by ourselves?
Maybe.
Maybe. Can this just be our homework? Oh,
Fine,
I
come on.
was like,
Toss that
baby to the side like a balloon.
We had like 2 class periods straight. We didn't.
I'm okay with that though.
We had a lot of work time.
Can we keep
Yeah,
doing
like we
that?
did it.
A lot of work time today.
Lovely.
Thank you. I got flamingo ones and these like really cool Mickey Mouse ones.
I mean, those are cool for you.
For me,
For you, they're cool.
Gotta like shut them down.
I'll show you. Oh wait, I'll
Hey,
wear
he
them.
did it to me earlier.
I'll wear them Friday, but I won't be in your class. So looks like you're gonna be missing out on my socks.
Oh yeah, we don't have it.
I mean, you could do it that way, technically.
I think I'm gonna skip school.
Yeah.
I can do that one. Or
Yep.
You can
When
see
you're done- When you're done, raise your hand.
And it's
It's yeah, it's like the ticket stuff, but if they start changing it like
Oh,
When you're done, have questions, raise your hand.
Are you sleeping too much?
When you're done or have questions, raise your hand. When you're done or have questions, raise your hand. When you're done or have questions, raise your hand. When you're done or have questions, raise. Oh, hey, pick it up. I don't have Mr. Collins. You need to do an health check.
Is this right?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I will
get-
see you.
I got it right.
Explain. Question. Yes.
Hey guys, guess what?
I feel like it's wrong.
Soccer's not a
Wait,
sport.
did I get it?
So here.
Hey guys, listen.
Oh,
Stockpiling down.
yeah, you're kind of wrong.
Yes.
But if you just have these two, what kind of buses do you make a line?
Find X though.
Yeah.
So we have two. So this is 75, that is.
And then do you run out too?
No. Oh, that's.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the other bit too. That could work. Okay, where is the vertex here? Inside. Is it all in the center though?
Add them together.
Okay, so
Is
wait.
it all in the center
Oh,
though?
you don't subtract.
Is the vertex all in the center though?
No.
No, thank you. Okay. So we do arc plus what?
Arc.
Over 2 is equal to our angle. Okay. Now here, do we know the two arcs for this x?
No.
No, we just know one of them. So could we find the other arc?
Yes.
What would it be?
80.
80. How would we find that arc?
360 minus 130 minus 84.
Yep. 360 minus these other three arcs, okay? So then you can take 130 plus 80 over 2 is equal to that angle, okay? Then we end up getting 210 over 2. 5 degrees. Unless it rains out half, unless we forget. Okay? So let me talk about this real quick. Now, if this is 105, what do we know about its vertical angle?
That's 105 too.
It's 105 as well, right? That's why this theorem works the way it does, is because no matter which arc you add first, it doesn't matter. Because either way, you're going to add 80 plus 130 or 130 plus 80, and you get 210. And it works that way because both these angles have to be the same anyway. Now, Josie did it differently, which is perfectly fine. Where she found this angle, we can call it y, and you can do 66 plus 84 divided by 2, and get 100 and, what'd you get? 150, thank you, divided by 2, and got this to be 75. Now, if this angle is 75 degrees, and this angle is 75 degrees, these must make a linear pair. So you can take 180 minus that to get that as well. There's a couple ways you can go about it, and both are fine. Yes?
So if it like asks you to find both, like all of the angles in there, or like if there's like a y where
Yep.
you did it, could you just do one of them and then subtract?
Yep, and you can check your work by either method as well. Questions on number 7? Okay, let's do number 8.
Done.
Okay. When you're done, raise your hand. Or if you have questions, raise your hand.
High five for ND.
What number is that? Wait a second. Wait. You're good. Go on, try to find it.
Get him up.
What? No. Yep, do you want to check? Oh.
Sorry, making it right.
Would be, wait, is,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what, Kaylee?
You know what?
Yes.
Check the disrespect.
Okay, well, here comes WWE.
Okay, so where's our vertex?
Outside.
Outside. So what do we do when we have the outside?
Mark minus Mark.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Bark minus Lark over 2 will equal our angle. Oh, I love Bark minus Lark. Oh, man. Okay. So what's our Bark? 205. What's our Lark? How do we find that?
360 minus 205.
Yeah, we know this makes the whole circle, so if this is 205, this must be 155 divided by 2. And so we end up getting 50 divided by 2, so x is equal to 25 degrees. Questions on that one? Okay. Let's work on number 9. We're doing number 9. When you're done, make sure you raise your hand.
Wait, no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
what do you mean? I was just checking my word, what, is it right? Is it, no, it's not?
So where's the
What is this?
vertex.
Oh, okay.
Big arc.
I don't understand.
What is that?
5 by 2. So what do we do? Arc minus arc. David, bye-bye. I got it, Mr. Cosmo. We got 5 by 2. Is 112 one of these two arcs intercepted?
Oh.
Is so 85 is
It's a failure.
Yep. 85 is
Hey, shut up.
Square equals 85 minus x.
What?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not as much.
Did you say 5 minus 25?
You're so stupid.
Oh,
You thought, hey,
You're
X
stupid.
is okay, of your friend on the 0
No.
Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one. Where is our vertex on number 9? Where is our vertex on number 9? It's on the outside, okay? When it's on the outside, guys, listen up. Stop talking.
So it's big arc, low lines, full arc.
I mean, or if you say it the right way, arc minus arc over 2 is equal to the angle. Yes.
No,
Full
alright.
arc sounds like a math
Maybe I'll put a maybe I'll put a question on the test that says,
Not.
what is Mr. Costas' favorite theorem, and say it correctly.
So
Arc minus arc.
Parmenian
Caution on a theorem, you say to yourself, ha. Okay, so we fill in what we know. What is our big arc, our bark?
85.
85. It's one of the arcs. They have to be the arcs that are intercepted by this, by the way. Okay, if I didn't clarify that earlier, you can clarify that now. It has to be the arcs that are intercepted by these. Okay, and so what's our little arc? We don't know. It's x. Okay, over 2 is equal to what? 24 angles. So we take this and we just plug in what we know. We take our formula and we plug in what we know. Questions on the setup. Okay, so now we can start to solve. We can't really do x divided by 2 very well. What can we do with this 2? Multiply both sides to get it out of the denominator. So you have 85 minus x is equal to 48. Now what? Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this.
Subtracting.
Okay, I would like to think of it, one way we can think of it is get it away from x, subtract 85. And so you have negative x is equal to negative, what?
37.
37. Now if you have a negative x, how do we get rid of that?
Divided by -1.
Divided by -1 or multiply by -1, however you think of it, either way is okay. And x equals positive 37 now.
Questions on that one? Give me a minute to let it kind of sink in.
Oh, I guess I did get
Dude,
this.
10 took a
This is
while.
what- This is how I did it. I did, so I went 24 and times it by 2. I was like, so it'd be 48. But when I did 48, I was like 48 subtract 85. Wait, it was 85 subtract 48. And then I got 37. But that only worked for that problem.
No, that's the right thing. You're doing the same math. You're just doing it. You're doing the same math. Yeah, because you're still. Think about what you did. The first thing you did was you doubled 24, right?
Yeah. And then
What was the first math we did?
Double 24.
Same thing. Okay.
And then I subtracted 48.
Okay. So if you started from here again. No, what'd you do?
Add x.
So it's the same math. Which is why it works. Okay. Do we still need a minute on number 9? Go ahead and continue to number 10. Okay, we'll do that one. And then we'll do our homework after that.
What are we doing Friday?
We'll be going over our last section on 9.5, and then we'll be reviewing it next Monday, and we'll be testing next Wednesday, so a week from today.
Can I give my homework Friday? Because I would not be here.
Are you going to be here tomorrow? Okay, stop in tomorrow, because I have a
Mr. Carlson. I have a question.
Can I get my hearing advisory?
Yeah, just come back, you don't have it, yeah. Why don't we just plug it back?
Okay, so number 10, I asked that what you get, instantly got 3 hits. I still got 9, but we do it here. Okay, what time? You're full. I didn't get a question for the book. So I was wondering because when I did it his way, I got 3, and I did it number 10.
What were your weights?
Well, I
You
did
did look wrong.
I took 170 plus 4, plus 1, and I divided it by 2, that's what you're supposed to do, then I said equal 4 x plus 69 minus 2, so it's like 16,
So here's the thing. You subtract this minus this, you just subtract the whole arc. You just subtracted 18, you just subtract 4x. It's gonna make your answer big. Yeah, it is.
Mr. Carlson?
so long.
I'm retiring.
Let's talk about the setup on here. Okay. Can anyone tell me what they think the setup on this would be?
Yeah,
Magic.
it's 170. Subtract 18 plus 4x. Divide by 2. Equals 4x plus 16.
Okay, I almost agree. There'd only be one thing I'd change, Kaylee.
Just multiply 4x.
That'd be the same thing. That would be what our first step solving applies would be. So either way you think about that, that's okay. Owen?
You parentheses 18 for us.
Let's subtract the whole little arc. Right here, if you just subtract 18, you're not subtracting the whole little arc. You're just subtracting 18. But this whole thing's a little arc measure, so you just subtract the whole thing. And then this negative, you would end up distributing that negative, right? So it would end up being like 170 minus 18 minus 4x
Oh,
over 2 is equal to 4x plus 16.
that's what I did wrong.
Does that make sense why that would be that way?
This is bull.
Okay. So we have to, so one thing I do oftentimes, especially in my algebra class, as I teach substitution as a solving method, is when I substitute things in, is I often put them in parentheses. So whenever I substitute something in, so if I were to substitute big arc in, I would substitute that in parentheses. Little arc in parentheses. Angle in parentheses. And that helps a lot of times to catch some of those negatives. So if that's something that you miss, substituting in parentheses as a habit can really help with that. Kaylee.
I'm not raising my hand.
Okay. I'm not raising my hand, I'm just saying, like this, Mr. Carlson, it's me.
All over.
Okay.
I can fix this.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson?
Yep.
Can you finish up this?
Gotcha. You're right. Good, I'll check.
I would love to.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can multiply by 2.
Ian, how's working for Coach Nielsen?
Awesome. It's easy.
Yeah.
I thought he would have to work with me.
It's like I'm like that.
But
What
like
the
I
heck?
would do that on one of the It's like 8 usual things.
Yeah.
Some people are so disrespectful.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was with Ian, no, and
That was
Dave.
Oh, I got it wrong. Are you done?
No, I wanna do it again.
What did he get?
Oh, sorry.
I just forgot.
You had
No. It's a solid number.
It's really so easy.
Yeah.
You really did the equation up there for us.
Cool.
What the heck?
What do you think?
Let's look at algebra.
Oh, I did the minus.
Algebra, I love algebra.
Algebra's easy.
No.
Oh, I asked.
I know you guys didn't make it up.
Lemon.
Don't want to do it.
Yeah. We did like 14 or 15 houses on Friday. That's 6,500.
Yeah.
All
No.
we did.
Don't turn around. Don't look at me.
And then the one last house we did like
It's like lots of jar, like all this, like you wanted all the sticks picked up, and there was like sticks. Like, did you just pick it up? I'm like, oh my god.
It's inbound. Old.
Gave it to you. He's like an older fan.
Alright, let's talk about this one. So if we start to solve this, there's a couple ways we could go about it, and no, one's not that one way is better than the other. What's one way you could go about it? Okay, that's both ways.
Multiplying by 2 on both
Okay.
sides.
So one start we could be multiplying by 2 on both sides. This time we could actually carry out the division since they're all even numbers. It would work out. Okay, we don't have to. You can get in the habit of just doing this. That's fine. 170 minus 18 minus 4x is equal to 8x plus 32.
Or add
Okay.
4x.
Combine like terms. 170 minus 18. What'd you do?
So I added the whole 18 and 4 thing to the other side, so it would be separated.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Wait, what?
She moved around terms before combining, which is okay.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah, I
good thing
did
about
that
algebra. There's a lot of ways to do it. So some things. So now we can add the 4x. 152 is equal to 12x plus 32. What do we do from here, Riley?
You subtract 32 from both sides.
And we get 120 is equal to 12x, and then Kaylee Clark, what do we do?
Divide each side by 12, you get 10.
And we get x equals 10. Now, could we plug it back in to find this angle if we needed? Sure, do we need to?
No.
Questions on that? So once again, the bulk of this section is just focusing on where's our vertex at. Once you know where the vertex at, that tells you how to set it up. Questions on this section? It is. Okay, so just to recap of what it looks like ahead, on Friday we'll be finishing up this chapter. Then on Monday next week we'll be reviewing, and then on Wednesday my dudes will be taking that test.
And then we have to do another chapter after this.
We're not going to complete this chapter. We're going to do part of one. So we're not going to have like another full test.
Okay.
We're supposed to have the book finished.
So heads up, this will be our last like chapter test.
Oh, thank goodness.
We might call down some more quiz or something. For me,
I was really upset.
yeah.
It was good. That's
Okay, can I talk to you?
I was like giving 4 on my own.
So well, actually, this of my sister's wedding. So I
Well, I already know
what
spoilers
I'm
for your
missing
party shop, but it's fine.
my final test.
That's not even 4.
It's okay.
Can I do like your early?
Like my one of my babies.
Like do it like come in like during a credit recovery day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I went to this leadership camp,
Yeah.
and we do this like game where we put like an icebreaker thing. So we have like put a famous person on a sticky note and then go on